All right, welcome back everyone to another explainer. Today we are cracking open what is essentially an ancient hard drive. It's called the Bhitari Pillar Inscription, and it holds the critical data. The absolute secrets to the survival of India's golden age. So you might be wondering, how much history can one single stone actually hold? Well, it turns out when you're talking about the Gupta Empire during a massive existential crisis, one stone can hold the entire story of its salvation. This single artifact literally saved the narrative of a magnificent empire that was standing right on the terrifying brink of total collapse. Okay, let's dive straight into this. Today, we'll be decoding the stone pillar, looking at an empire under threat, seeing Skandagupta ride to the rescue, catching some glimpses of Gupta society, and wrapping up with the ultimate historical cheat sheet. Starting with Section 1, Decoding the Stone Pillar, the basics of the artifact. Found in Bhitari village over in the Ghazipur district of Uttar Pradesh, this artifact isn't just your standard rock inscription where someone walked up and carved text into a natural, already existing rock surface. No, this is a pillar inscription. That means it was engraved on a separately, painstakingly prepared stone pillar. It wasn't just found in nature, it was engineered with a very deliberate, imposing imperial design to stand out and send a message. And what was actually written on this carefully engineered pillar? A prashasti. That's a royal inscription, explicitly written to praise the achievements, the qualities, and the victories of a king. But this wasn't just everyday street writing, It was composed in highly developed classical Sanskrit and carved using the Gupta Brahmi script. That elevates this pillar from mere text to vital, high-level royal communication. It tells us that classical Sanskrit was absolutely the gold standard for administration and culture during the Gupta period. And the script itself gives us a massive cheat code for studying the evolution of ancient writing. Moving right along to Section 2, an empire under threat, dealing with a major succession crisis. We constantly hear about the beautiful golden age of ancient India under the early Gupta rulers, right? But after the reign of King Kumaragupta I, the empire entered an incredibly dark period. The realm suddenly faced rival claimants to the throne, deep political instability, and massive existential threats. Let's move to the family tree and see how this pressure builds. Think about the immense weight of the ancestral legacy Skandagupta was about to inherit, tracing all the way back from Sri Gupta to Ghatotkacha, Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, and then his father, Kumaragupta I. He wasn't just taking over a kingdom. He was tasked with preserving generations of a golden age that was now fracturing right before his eyes. And the stone explicitly outlines a terrifying two-front war that was tearing the empire apart. Externally, you had the Hunas, these fierce Central Asian groups invading India, who represented a devastating foreign threat. Then, internally, you had the Pushyamitras. They were powerful, regional opponents challenging central authority from within. So to put that into perspective, the Gupta Empire was bleeding from invasions on the outside and simultaneously rebelling on the inside, a complete nightmare. Which brings us to Section 3, Skandagupta to the rescue, the ultimate protector. Out of this absolute chaos, Skandagupta emerges as the hero. Now, the inscription hints that his succession wasn't exactly a peaceful transition, and he really had to fight just to prove his right to rule, but he ultimately restored stability to a reeling empire. The pillar describes him as brave, powerful, and victorious, the ultimate protector of the empire who showed up exactly when they needed strong leadership the most. In fact, his sheer strength and tactical brilliance actually managed to temporarily stop the relentless Huna advance. He literally held the empire together against all odds. Now, what's really interesting here is that the inscription also encodes hard data on their military power. It emphasizes the crucial importance of cavalry and well-equipped armed forces. It firmly establishes the king's role as the supreme military commander leading right from the front lines. And it stresses the absolute necessity of defending those sprawling imperial boundaries. Actually, Skandagupta's military achievements literally became the bedrock of his authority. Let's shift gears for Section 4, Glimpses of Gupta Society, looking at life beyond the battlefield. Zooming out from the warfare for a second, the pillar acts as a fantastic window into the broader religious, administrative, and cultural life of the later Gupta period. It really showcases the dual roles of the king. On one hand, he is the supreme military commander, focused entirely on protecting boundaries from foreign invaders like the Hunas. But equally, he's the guardian of the kingdom, responsible for protecting subjects, maintaining strong central authority, and overseeing organized governance. This clearly shows us how strong military authority was absolutely necessary to maintain the stability required for economic prosperity and social order across such a massive empire. And this brilliantly illustrates how that stability provided the foundation for a flourishing culture. The inscription specifically mentions the installation of an image of Lord Vishnu. Skandagupta is presented as a devoted follower, showing that Vaishnavism had massive royal importance and that temples received serious royal patronage. It proves religion and kingship were deeply intertwined. Add to that the elegant, poetic Sanskrit of the text itself, and you see a highly organized, culturally rich civilization fighting tooth and nail to maintain its identity. Finally, Section 5, the ultimate historical cheat sheet, some vital exam prep for the students tuning in. So the crucial point is this. If you are studying for competitive exams like the UPSC, State PSC, or SSC, you might want to mentally highlight this. If you see Bhitari Pillar Inscription pop up on a test, immediately connect it to these 4 takeaways. Number 1, Skandagupta and the Gupta genealogy. Number 2, the critical military defense against both the Huna and Pushyamitra invasions. Number 3, the royal patronage of Vishnu worship. And number 4, the incredible cultural benchmark of classical Sanskrit and the Gupta Brahmi script. Lock in that sequence, and you've absolutely mastered this artifact. Zooming all the way back out, it's kind of fascinating and honestly a bit tragic to reflect on what this text truly represents. This is the last phase of greatness. The Bhitari Pillar beautifully captures the final glorious phase of the Gupta Empire. The power was still strong under Skandagupta, for sure, but the cracks had definitely begun to appear. After his reign, subsequent rulers became weaker, the military pressure was just way too much, and this once incredible empire gradually fell into political decline. Which leaves us with a final, pretty heavy question. Is history just a list of who won what battle? Or is it really the story of the struggle to preserve civilization itself? The Bhitari Pillar Inscription is so much more than a simple record of a king winning a war. It is the ultimate testament to a civilization's desperate, heroic struggle for survival against mounting odds, preserving culture right on the edge of the abyss. If you found this structured dive into ancient Indian history useful, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another explainer, and definitely let us know what historical artifact we should decode next. Keep learning, stay focused, and I'll catch you in the next one.